Good afternoon. Good afternoon and welcome. Thank you for joining us for this year's honors celebration. I'm Ajay Vinze, and for these past 4 years, I've had the distinct privilege of serving as Dean of the Robert J. Trulaske College of Business. We hold our honors celebration annually to celebrate outstanding contributions of Trulaske alumni, friends, students, faculty, and staff. Typically, we of course gather on our beautiful campus to enjoy lunch together while we honor members of our community. Unfortunately, this year we cannot be together in person, but that doesn't dim the excitement we have for this event. And I'm thrilled that we are able to gather today on Zoom and shine a collective light on excellence amongst us. Today is the last day of business week. This week always provides such value for our students as it is full of activities that helps them grow as individuals and as leaders. This year, we purposefully included celebrations of excellence during business week, this starting on Monday and lasting through the week. All week long, we honored faculty, staff, and graduate assistants with social media celebration. If you missed that on our social media channels, you can see details in our Facebook album or on Instagram stories highlight. This as well as at the end of this presentation. I hope you'll join me in congratulating those who were recognized this week for their accomplishments and contributions. Today, our honor celebration marks the culmination of this busy, exciting week. Over the next hour and a half, you'll hear the best our college has to offer. These include alumni and friends who have made names for themselves professionally and who take time out from their busy schedules to engage with our college. You will also meet students who are positive and enthusiastic members of our community while excelling inside the classroom, and I can't wait to see how they will affect not only the world of business, but also the world as a whole. And of course, our outstanding faculty and staff who give tirelessly of their time and talent and who care both from a personal and professional level to ensure that our students have a wide range of opportunities and that they have a supportive community here at Trulaske. In the last year, of course, I've been reminded over and over again that our Trulaske community is a special one. We rise to the occasion. Our accomplishments do not rely on doing things as we have always done them, or even on approaching things in familiar ways. We have recognized now and know that we are capable of adapting, learning, and growing. And we have shown our resilience and the sheer force of our will since March of 2020. The 31 individuals we recognize today are outstanding examples of our creative, determined spirit. I would now like to take a moment to give a special thanks to the Trulaske Recent Alumni Advisory Board for hosting today's event. This board brings so much energy and efforts, and that is in no small part due to its leadership. It is my pleasure now to introduce the board's president, Sophia Molina. Sophia is a Strategic Initiatives Director for Empower Retirement, and in this role, she's responsible for mergers and acquisitions strategy, investor relations, and executive communication. Sophia is also, of course, a proud Trulaske graduate, a devoted Mizzou sports fan, and a very deserving recipient of last year's Recent Alumni Achievement Award. Please help me welcome Sophia Molina.
Thanks, Dean Vinze, and congratulations to all of the award winners today. As Dean Vinze mentioned, my name is Sophia Molino, and I serve as the Recent Alumni Advisory Board, or RAB, president. RAB advises the college regarding academic activities, supports different programs and events, assists students in managing the school to work transition, and increases involvement of recent college alumni. We also help host events like the one today, as well as from Cornell to Corporate. To do that, we partner closely with the Dean, BCS, and Professional Edge. If you're interested in applying for RAB, please visit our website. One other initiative that we're proud to have launched this year is True 10, which allows donors to donate $10 a month to support the Trulaske Excellence Fund. Our board actively is working on this initiative with our partners in advancement, and we encourage you to take a look into that campaign. And now it is my honor and pleasure to introduce my friend and mentor, Mary Beth Mars.
Good afternoon. I'm Mary Beth Mars. I'm director of the enrichment programs in the college. And what a wonderful day it is to honor our faculty, staff, students, and alumni. And it is my distinct pleasure to introduce the first of two 2021 recipients of the Recent Alumni Achievement Awards. But first, a little bit of background on this award. The Recent Alumni Achievement Award recognizes the professional accomplishments and volunteer support activities of our treasured alumni of the Trulaske College of Business who received their degree 15 years ago since then. The award is presented annually to a maximum of 2 alumni, and these alumni are selected based on their active involvement with the college, their advisory boards or other collaborative activities, professional accomplishments in his or her career, and a demonstration of leadership for or an inspiration to students and other alumni. And I think you will agree that the 2 recipients today certainly serve as an inspiration for our students. It is my honor to present our first recipient of the Recent Alumni Achievement Award, Leah Avila Peters. Leah earned her BSBA in 2006 in finance and banking and went on to earn her MBA from Washington University. I knew Leah very well when she was a student in the college, and one of the things I admired about her was her determination to succeed and how she was all in when it came to a leadership role in a student organization or in class. As a first-generation college student from Cahokia, Missouri, she learned the value of hard work and was determined to succeed. And I knew, and I always knew, that she was going to be successful. Currently, Leah is a senior manager in product line management in Boeing's Global Services Business Unit. She's responsible for executing growth strategies for Boeing's distribution services product lines and is also working on a special project to deploy a product management skill career path in the business unit. Prior to this role, Leah was the liaison to the board of directors for Boeing, helping to navigate some very interesting times for the company. And she has also worked in a variety of anti-corruption compliance roles at both the domestic and international level. Leah has spent her entire career at Boeing, and I'd say they're lucky to have her. You know, I'm really not sure what she did in all of these roles, and I'm guessing she'd have to make me disappear if I did know. Leah has worked with a variety of affinity groups at Boeing, and she works to support youth and education programs that are near and dear to her heart, and she's always willing to help out her alma mater. One of the things I appreciate most about Leah is her willingness to share her story, and in the process, she serves as an inspiration to our students. Leah has been a guest speaker in both the Heartland Scholars Academy, which supports our first-generation college students from rural communities, as well as the Vasey Academy, which provides network and mentoring for minority students. And she serves as a wonderful representation and an inspiration to the students of what hard work and tenacity can achieve. After one of her guest lectures, I had a student comment to me about how wonderful it was to hear how a female from a similar background had been so successful and how she was so excited and even more determined than ever to complete her degree. Leah is married to her husband, Ryan, and their greatest joy is with their sweet baby, Arthur, who will turn 1 this summer. Leah, thank you for serving as a wonderful role model to our students and to all of us, and congratulations on your tremendous success in your career. You make us proud. Now I'd like to invite Leah to say a few words.
Thank you, Mary Beth, and you are also an inspiration and for everything, you know, from the College of Business. I'm really honored to receive this award today. My time at Mizzou played a big role in shaping who I am. You know, making my lifelong connections and friends, and my experience at the College of Business was definitely the launching point for my career, driving me, you know, connecting me directly to the company, the Boeing company. As Mary Beth mentioned, I had the chance to speak to the Vasey Academy Scholars and the Heartland Scholars this year, and I'm so impressed by the caliber of students and as Dean Vinze mentioned, their resilience that they've had in this past year, and that they during the event they asked me so many questions that, you know, I had actually reflected on for the few days afterwards, and I think just the caliber of those students says a lot about the faculty, the staff, the leadership and programming that's put in place, and that's just been best in class since I was in school, and that is ongoing and continuously improving. So congratulations to all of you for that as well. I'll wrap up by just talking about, bringing up what's near and dear to my heart, which is, keep doing what you're doing and driving the diversity and inclusion on campus and within the student body, championing underrepresented students, and keeping that strong pipeline for future global business leaders. And I look forward to continuing to engage as much as I can. So happy to continue, and thank you very much for the award.
Congratulations, Leah, on your special recognition as a recent alumni. We are all very, very proud of you, and congratulations on the birth of your son, Arthur. Congratulations to you. Good afternoon. My name is Daryl Smith, and I have the great honor of serving on the faculty here at the Trulaske College of Business. Every day, I have the privilege of working with amazing students. Today, I get to recognize one of my former students, Spencer Irvin. Spencer earned his bachelor's and master's degrees in accountancy in 2015. Wow, it doesn't seem like it was actually that long ago. But while in his grad year in accountancy, Spencer took my human resources management course as an elective. I also got to know Spencer through our VAC Academy, as he is a former VAC scholar. Since graduating from Trulaske, Spencer has remained connected and involved with our college. We're very happy about that, as well as being active in his community and within the accounting profession. Most notably, Spencer serves on the college's VAC Academy Advisory Board, and he has been instrumental in helping the board to engage our recent graduates and to pull them into the great work that we are doing within the VAC Academy. As we look to grow the program strategically, we need the perspective of our recent graduates to balance the perspective of our more experienced board members. By the way, I'm one of those experienced board members. Today, Spencer works for EY, where he serves as an IT auditor and risk consultant. The bulk of Spencer's engagements address regulatory requirements for publicly held companies. In recent years, I have seen and worked with Spencer at various EY-sponsored events and student internship programs. We've also worked together on various accounting pipeline programs. I recall bumping into Spencer late one night at a karaoke bar in St. Louis. Oh, I can't believe I just said that. Fortunately, neither of us attempted to sing that night. On yesterday, Spencer, you were kind enough to share with me your recent good news. You were recently promoted to the position of Manager, Business Consulting, Technology Risk at EY. Congratulations. Today, I am proud to announce your selection for the 2021 Trulaske Recent Alumni Achievement Award. I am so very, very proud of you. Congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you, Daryl, so much. I'm very honored to receive this award. Something I didn't see coming, and I'm very, very happy it came around. And it just reflecting back on my time at the university and through my my professional career, I was tracing it all back, and it all came back to the VAC Academy. If it weren't for the VAC Academy, I don't think I would have wound up with EY and had this amazing professional career so far. I also wouldn't have had the opportunity to meet Daryl. I think Daryl has been one of the biggest influences, and he invited me to be part of the VAC board as a student member. And then I was able to continue that after graduation as a professional member of the board. And being involved with VAC through the years has it's meant a lot to me, just because it's gotten me where I am. I just want to make sure that I'm able to help other students kind of, forge their own path and make it in this world. So that is the biggest part to me. And hopefully, having some part in evolving the VAC Academy and, making it bigger and better every year. And also I want to give a shout out to Mike Weiss from EY, as he's been a very big influence in my professional career and helping me get involved with the community and being able to give back to those who are kind of less fortunate, who might not have any eyes into the professional business world. So I've been able to speak at multiple Matthew Dickey Boys and Girls Club events to middle school and high school kids who just don't have these professionals in their lives to kind of give them perspective and give them an insight to what a career path in accounting could be like. So with that, it is kind of end of my time. Again, thank you so much for this award. It does mean a lot. I would like to say, we're all here because we love the university and we all want to give back. So I will be, donating my award back to the Vasey Academy to kind of help build up more funding, because everyone needs more funding, and I think we all know that here. So I just want to say thank you again for this award.
Congratulations, Spencer and Leah. My name is Ryan Murray. I'm the Director of Graduate Programs. I have the honor of giving several awards out today. I'd like to begin by presenting the awards for the Crosby Generalist Awards. These awards were given to the top 4 Crosby MBA students. This year's recipients are Brett Calhoun, Blake Sellers, Alana Solomon, and Sydney Wilson. Brett graduated in December of 2020 and currently serves as a valuation consultant for Stern Brothers and is the co-founder of Qualified Small Business Stock Expert. Blake graduated in 2020 and serves as an account analyst for SMG Service Management Group in Kansas City. Alanis is pleased to be a Lincoln brand specialist at Ford Motor Company and just moved a few weeks ago to Dallas, Texas. And Sydney recently accepted a position with Equipment Share as a project management coordinator. She will be based in Columbia, Missouri. Congratulations, everyone. The next award is the Gordon E. Crosby Jr. Professional Achievement Award. It is presented annually to an MBA student whose professional achievements are judged to be the most outstanding since entering the Crosby MBA program. This year's recipient is Dan Ricci. Dan has made considerable strides since entering the Crosby MBA program. One faculty member noted, Dan has consistently gone above and beyond to create value for his client. During his coursework, the coursework he's been involved in will be much better next semester because of his input, and through his efforts, a local entrepreneur is realizing her dream and creating a much more sustainable business by getting the help they need in the immediate and long term. Congratulations, Dan, very well deserved. The final student award I will be giving is the Crosby MBA Association Outstanding Team Member Award. This recipient showed incredible leadership skills and dedication to his fellow students and SIMBA members. The recipient is Josh Fuchel. Congratulations, Josh. Josh is due to graduate in a few days and is the co-founder of the Vibin Network, which is a professional networking website designed for athletes. Thank you for your dedication, Josh. We appreciate you. The final 2 awards I'm giving out today are the John A. Riggs MBA Teaching Awards. Each year, the Crosby MBA program is proud to award the John A. Riggs Award to 2 deserving faculty members who reflect excellence in teaching in the MBA program. It comes with an honorarium and a plaque and is funded through an endowed gift from the John A. Riggs Jr. Charitable Remainder Trust. This year's recipients are Jay Albright and Cummings Oak. Congratulations to both of them. And thank you to all of our talented faculty members. We sincerely appreciate you all, and we couldn't do it without you. Now I will pass the torch to the John A. Riggs Award winner, Gay Albright, for the rest of her awards.
Thank you, Ryan. That was very nice, very unexpected, but thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Gay Albright, Associate Dean of Undergraduate Programs and Director of Global Initiatives. I'd like to begin by presenting the awards for Outstanding Undergraduate Student Leadership. This award recognizes undergraduates who have demonstrated outstanding leadership within the Trulaske College of Business, while also achieving academic success. This year's recipients are Our first recipient is Brian Amini, a senior accountancy student. Brian serves as president of the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity and vice president of the National Association of Black Accountants, is a member of the Cornell Leadership Program and Vasey Academy, and was tapped into the Mortarboard Honor Society, one of Mizzou's secret honor societies. Congratulations, Brian. Our second recipient is Samuel Dudenhofer, a senior finance and banking student. Sam serves as president of the Mizzou Collegiate Entrepreneurs Organization and as a student ambassador for the Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation. He also led a student committee to create an entrepreneurship event for impact for Mizzou students with a business idea that is focused on creating social good. Congratulations, Sam, on your well-deserved honor. Our third Student Leadership Award goes to Maurice Glass, a senior majoring in accountancy. Maurice serves on the Trulaske College of Business Inclusion, Diversity, and Equity Committee. He is an executive board member of the National Association of Black Accountants and served as the secretary, vice president, and president of that organization. And he is also a Trulaske Business Academy camp counselor. Congratulations, Maurice, on your many achievements. Our next recipient is Jonathan Kimball, a junior accountancy student. Jonathan serves as president of the Trulaske College of Business Student Council, is a Vasey Academy Diversity Ambassador, a Trulaske College of Business Student Ambassador, and a member of the Cornell Leadership Program. Congratulations, Jonathan, on your award. Our next recipient is Lynn Krull, a senior majoring in marketing and strategic communication. Lynn is the president of the Mizzou Alumni Association Student Board, vice president of the Trulaske College of Business Student Council, vice president of the Alpha Phi Omega Service Fraternity, and is Trulaske College of Business ambassador. Congratulations, Lynn, on your achievements. And our next Student Leadership Award recipient is Elizabeth Luddy, a junior marketing and international studies student. Elizabeth serves as a Camp Trulaske director, treasurer of the Alpha Kappa Psi professional business fraternity, member of the Mizzou Outreach Student Recruitment Team, and Greek Week Service Liaison for Alpha Delta Pi. Congratulations, Elizabeth, on this well-deserved honor. Our final recipient for the Undergraduate Student Leadership Award is David Rutherford, a junior finance and economics student. David serves as the president of Proclaim, chief operating officer of the University of Missouri Investment Group, is a member of Mizzou Welcome Week Leaders, and is a member of the Cornell Leadership Program. Congratulations, David. And congratulations to all of the 2021 recipients of the Undergraduate Student Leadership Award. I would now like to introduce Chandler Rhodes, who will present our next award. Chandler is the president of the Alpha Beta chapter of Delta Sigma Pi at Mizzou. Originally from Yorba Linda, California, Chandler is a senior majoring in marketing with a sales certificate and a minor in history, and my pleasure to work with him as the faculty advisor to Delta Sigma Pi. Chandler.
Thank you, Dr. Albright, and congratulations on your award as well. Very well deserved. As Dr. Albright said, I'm Chandler Rhodes, president of the Alpha Beta chapter of Delta Sigma Pi at Mizzou. Delta Sigma Pi is a professional business fraternity which encourages personal and professional development of men and women pursuing careers in business. The fraternity supports scholastic, professional, and service activities in and outside of universities. Delta Sigma Pi also promotes a closer relationship between the commercial world and students of commerce while continuing to further a higher standard of commercial ethics. Delta Sigma Pi was founded in 1907 at New York University by 4 men of diverse faiths and backgrounds. The fraternity now has more than 280 chapters and over 250,000 members, including Dr. Albright herself and Dean Vinze. Delta Sigma Pi has been awarded the scholarship key annually at each college or university where the fraternity maintains an active chapter since 1912. The key is presented to the graduating student with the highest cumulative academic average toward a degree in business administration or economics, regardless of whether the person is or is not a member of Delta Sigma Pi. This year, it is my honor to present the winner of the Delta Sigma Pi Scholarship Key to Carlin Peters. Carlin will be graduating this May with an emphasis in marketing, a sales certificate, and a minor in food science. Over the last 4 years, she has been involved in the Cornell Leadership Program, Camp Trulaske, and a social sorority. She held internships at Veterans United and General Mills. After graduation, she'll be working for General Mills in the Convenience and Food Service Division as a business management consultant. Congratulations, Carlin, on receiving the Delta Sigma Pi Scholarship Key and for the exciting future you have ahead of you.
Congratulations, Carlin, and thank you, Chandler. The next honor I am pleased to present is the Edward J. Rapp Award for Excellence in Leadership. This award recognizes an undergraduate business student who embodies ED's core values of ethical and servant leadership through their performance, their service, and their commitment to Mizzou and the community. This recipient is highly regarded as an individual of uncompromised character and integrity who epitomizes servant leadership and will receive a scholarship and plaque to commemorate the award. The recipient of the 2021 Edward J. Rapp Award for Excellence in Leadership is Emma Austin is a senior marketing and communications student and serves as president of the Alpha Kappa Psi Business Fraternity, class coordinator for the Cornell Leadership Program, is a Trulaske College of Business ambassador, is a steering committee member for Rocking Against Multiple Sclerosis, and was selected as one of our only 3 sophomores among 24 total students inducted into the Omicron Delta Kappa National Leadership Honor Society. Congratulations, Emma, on this well-deserved honor. Up next is Jonathan Kimball. You just met Jonathan a moment ago because he himself is an award recipient today, having received the Student Leadership Award in recognition of his contributions to Trulaske. He is a junior in the upper level accounting program and serves as our College Student Council president. Jonathan. I'm not sure where Jonathan is. Sharon, the next speaker probably should go forward. So I'll let you throw it to the next presenter.
Yeah, thank you so much for all those recognitions, and thank you all for being such outstanding honorees. I'm just delighted that we have a chance to recognize all of you. Congratulations to all of you. Well-deserved recognition. Know that we all celebrate your achievements today, and thank you collectively for your service to our college. Our next awards are Citations of Merit. We present no more than 10 Citations of Merit each year, and recipients are all selected by a vote by the entire faculty in our college. Our honorees are selected based on accomplishments in their careers, involvement with the college, through board activities, recruitment, and other collaborative programs, and financial support of the college. To begin our introductions, I would ask Carrie Schlemmy from our advancement team to join us.
Thank you, Dean Vinze. My name is Carrie Schlemmy, and I am an advancement officer here in the College of Business. I have the honor and pleasure of introducing Ralph Hill, the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer for ETX Energy. Ralph has over 30 years of high-level leadership experience within multiple segments of the energy and natural gas industry. Ralph is a proud Mizzou alum, receiving his Bachelor of Science in Business Administration and Finance. He also has an MBA in Finance from the University of Tulsa. In addition to numerous positions on boards of directors and executive committees, Ralph is a longstanding member of our Trulaske Dean's Advisory Board. He became the chair of the advisory board in 2020. Ralph also served as a member on the Mizzou Our Time to Lead campaign cabinet. The campaign's success of raising $1.41 billion has translated into incredible growth for the Trulaske College of Business and the university at large. The Mizzou tradition runs deep in the Hill family. Ralph has two sons and both are proud Mizzou alumni. Mitchell received his Bachelor of Arts in Arts and Science in 2016, and Montgomery received his Bachelor of Science in Business Administration and Real Estate and Finance and Banking in 2013. Montgomery later received his MBA from the Trulaske Executive MBA program in 2020. Ralph, congratulations, and thank you for all you've done for Mizzou and your continued support of our college. Would you like to make a few remarks?
Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate that a lot. Congratulations to all the award winners and recipients. Very impressive and well-deserved. I am truly honored to get this award today. And I would just say a couple words. One thing in life I've always strived to do is to work with the people I like and to do something that I think makes a difference. And clearly I love Mizzou, and I was going to mention the boys, but you did that for me, so thank you for that. Living in Oklahoma since I graduated, they were brainwashed. There was only one school to ever go to, and that was Mizzou. There's none of that Oklahoma stuff down here for them. So I'm proud they went to Mizzou. I was fortunate to graduate from the business school. Many years later, I was fortunate enough to be asked to join the Trulaske Dean's Advisory Board. After that, it turned out I was fortunate enough to be the chair of the board this last year. And we've had 3 virtual meetings, but we get to have an in-person meeting this fall, thank goodness. And Ajay and I are excited about that. I would just say that I've had a lot of fortunate in my life to be able to do these things. I thoroughly enjoy working with Ajay and the staff and all the teachers and the professors and everybody in the business school and the faculty. It's an unbelievable group of people. I truly enjoy that every time I get to be up there or every time I get to be on a call with them. And I would say that the perseverance and the courage that this staff and Ajay's leadership had during this pandemic was exemplary. To be able to handle this and to get through this has been it's been a true privilege to watch. So I look as my role on the Trulaske board now, and I can happily say that in this role, I'm working with people I like and I admire, and I'm doing something that makes a difference. And any small thing that I can do and the board can do, we've told Ajay this, and we want to stress this to everybody on the call today, that our team can do to make the Trulaske experience better for the students, both while in school and after they graduate and they make their choices. We're going to do that for you. We're there for you. It's been an incredible molding piece for my life to be both a graduate from the school and to get to do this role. So my goal is and has been to help Ajay and the Trulaske team make a difference in the students' lives any way we can. So Carrie and Ajay and everybody, thank you again very much for this award. I appreciate it.
Congratulations, Ralph. I'm Shannon Bresky. I'm an assistant teaching faculty member, as well as the director of study abroad here in the Trulaske College of Business. I'm thrilled to introduce our next award recipient, Mrs. Audrey Walsworth. Mrs. Walsworth was our featured speaker during our 2019 Trulaske Abroad International Week, and she truly blew the students away. She shared part of her international travels with us, as she has visited all 193 UN recognized countries and all 327 Travelers Century Club territories. She shared the importance of experiencing new cultures to grow a global mindset. She gave us a look into the importance of truly looking and knowing your instincts, following your instincts, and she has inspired all of us to discover the world. Mrs. Walsworth, congratulations and thank you for being you. We truly appreciate all your contributions to the college and to the Trulaske Abroad program. At this time, I will turn it over to you to share a few words.
I was so delighted when they asked me to give a talk to the students because I love to share my enthusiasm for travel and for the knowledge that you get by seeing other cultures. The students were so enthused and so excited. They asked so many questions. And after I finished, they lined up to ask me other questions. And when I discovered that the program, the study abroad program, was having some funding problems, it really bothered me. And at lunch with Jeremy and I can't remember who else was there, we talked about what we could do so that more students would be able to take advantage of this program that is so very, very important. And when I came home and shared that with my husband, he said, well, now, don't get yourself too involved, as if we could not be involved. 11 of us in our immediate family are Mizzou graduates. So every aspect of it is something that's dear to our hearts. So between the two of us, we decided that we would endow the travel program so that more and more of the students would be able to take advantage of it. And I myself love the fact that I can share some of the things that I've learned by talking to people and talking about how important travel is. It's important to know that there's more than one way to do things, that the way we do things is important, but also to remember that other cultures do the same things in every bit as important a way. So in order to share that, you have to have the experience of seeing these other cultures. So it is really our pleasure that we were able to do that. I'm delighted to get this award, and I want to send congratulations to everybody else, to my co-award winners. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Audrey. Your support is obviously going to have a lasting impact on our student for generations to come. So thanks again for all you do. I have an award and a recipient to introduce in just a few minutes, but I'm told Jonathan Kimball is back with us again, a little bit of a technical glitch. And so I'm going to kick it over to Jonathan to proceed with his awards.
Hey everyone, I'm back now, sorry. So my name is Jonathan Kimball, like they said, and it's a great honor to be here presenting in front of you all as we close out this year's Business Week. Let me just say it's been an absolutely great week. Students have had the opportunity to attend speaker series events, from learning core competencies such as communicating in a global workforce to learning about risk management and insurance opportunities. These were all topped off by a fantastic keynote speaker as well as a leadership seminar. Overall, it's been a great week, and that's very thanks to every phenomenal individual that helped put the week together. Even though it was delivered on Zoom, it was adapted so well. The education received from these events were so impactful that no one noticed the Zoom aspect. But I can dwell on how amazing B-Week is for hours and maybe even days, but it's time for me to present the award to the phenomenal alumni, faculty, staff, and emerging leaders being honored for all their dedication to our Trulaske College of Business. So our first award is our Alumnus of the Year, and the Alumnus of the Year is Rick Mills. Rick is the Chief Operating Officer for CBiz and has been with the company for over 40 years. Rick's current responsibilities at a corporate level include business development, marketing, strategic planning, national training, and organizational efficiency. Rick is the embodiment of a Mizzou Tiger, and he has demonstrated ample loyalty and dedication to the Trulaske College of Business through his time, talent, and philanthropic support. And it is an inspiration to see him, someone who went through the same program as me, receive this award. Congrats. Our next award is our Faculty of the Year. The Faculty of the Year is Sherry Maria. Sherry is an assistant teaching professor in the management department. She joined the Trulaske College of Business in 2014 and has been teaching courses in business law and ethics. She has been twice awarded the Faculty Member of the Year by students in the College of Business, and she's also received the O'Brien Teaching Excellence Award in 2020. Her course has been one of my favorite courses to take, and I absolutely cannot wait to take another course by Sherry. And then finally, we have our Staff of the Year. Our Staff of the Year is Lindsay Hing. Lindsay is a business career specialist in the Trulaske College of Business. Lindsay joined Mizzou 13 years ago and joined the Business Career Services team in 2016. In her current role, Lindsay helps all of our students with their career services needs, such as writing resumes, mocking interviews, and job searches. Lindsay is also the advisor of 3 different student organizations, including Mizzou Collegiate DECA, Diverse Student Association, and the Trulaske Leadership Conference. Lindsay has definitely played a major role in my college career, helping me to get where I am to today. Now we're going to move on to the Emerging Leaders of the Year Award. So the Emerging Leader of the Year is an award recognizing students who currently are making a difference in the college as emerging leaders. And the award is awarded to freshmen and sophomore students who are making that positive impact on the college and on the campus, as well as excelling in other areas. This year's recipients are Aaron. Great person is the highly motivated to do great things that benefit others, and he never does this at someone else's expense, as his nominator describes him. He's involved in the Cornell Leadership Program as a class coordinator and the Missouri Student Association as a senator, while he has also ran as a candidate for the first ward council position in Columbia. Aaron Heinekel has displayed great talents in scholarship, leadership, and an ambassador for all the various clubs and organizations, and he always does it with a positive attitude and willingness to try new things, as his nominator describes him. He's involved in the CEO Club as the vice president and the For Impact organization, where he serves as a volunteer. Let's give another round of applause to all of our recipients. Thank you.
Thanks, Jonathan. Hello, I'm Jeremy Diener, the Executive Director for Advancement here at the Trulaske College of Business. It's now my great pleasure to introduce John Jarvis and congratulate him on receiving an Alumni Citation of Merit. I had the opportunity to meet John about 5 years ago on a Cornell Leadership Program trip to Dallas, where he was instrumental in arranging a great corporate visit to AT&T for our students. Later, at a reception hosted by Denny Alberts, he spent hours with those same students, making connections, offering advice, and sharing invaluable personal experience with them. When we need him, John has never failed to answer a call, right? He helps us every time we go down. John has had a long, sustained relationship with Mizzou. He earned his undergraduate degree in finance and banking in 2001. Then he served in positions with LPL Financial and JP Morgan before returning once again to his alma mater to pursue an MBA. While here, he served as an adjunct professor of finance, where he was recognized as the outstanding principles of finance instructor by the department. For the past 12 years, John has been with AT&T, rising through the organization in progressively responsible positions. He currently serves as director of corporate strategy. He has championed the Trulaske College of Business in Mizzou at every step along the way, carrying on the tradition of executive alumni like Jose Gutierrez, Dan Fate, and others before him. Most recently, he's part of the team that has helped outfit our soon-to-be developed innovation lab with 5G millimeter wave technology. John has been a member of our finance advisory board since 2015 and is a generous supporter of our students through a scholarship funded by he and his wife, Larissa. John, thanks so much for your loyalty and relentless support of the Trulaske College of Business and its students. Again, congratulations on this award. You're a very deserving recipient. The virtual floor is yours.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeremy. So good to see you, my friend, and so good to see so many other fellow Tigers on the call today. First and foremost, thank you so much. This really does mean a ton to me. You know, I'm honored and humbled by the award and recognition, and yeah, I think it means so much because I truly, along with a lot of our other award recipients, have been a Tiger my whole life. My parents went to Mizzou. My uncles went to Mizzou. My grandfather went to Mizzou, and I carried on that same family tradition. And even as a young Tiger, once upon a time, I was always interested in business and finances. And ultimately, I found my home for business studies at Middlebush and then later at Cornell Hall. And, you know, I've come to the realization during my time, as Jeremy kind of mentioned, you know, various endeavors with the College of Business and University over the years. And I've come to the realization that as a student at the University of Missouri, you never really leave. And that's what makes it so great. Because every time you step back on campus, it's that flood of memory, all the great things, right? And we heard like Spencer and his involvement with the Vasey Academy. You know, it could be the first time you stepped into Cornell Hall or popping with buddies before homecoming. It could be that one special professor that really went above and beyond for you. And I'm looking at you, Mary Beth Mars, right? Or maybe the time that we beat Kansas, or heck, any time we beat Kansas for that matter, right? So in reality, you know, as Missouri Tigers, we're always winners. And it's thanks to you, everybody on the call here. You guys create that Tiger spirit, that passion for excellence that endures throughout time and helps create those everlasting memories for all. So to all of my folks on the call here, all you unbelievable people who give of your time and talent and dedication and resources to help create that Tiger spirit and that passion for excellence, thank you so much. And to all the students on the call, I'm going to offer 2 words of unsolicited advice. And I like to think I'm not that far removed from y'all, but maybe a little bit. First, commit to being a lifelong learner. And second, commit to always being a Missouri Tiger. You know, because we owe it ultimately to the future generations of University of Missouri and Trulaske College of Business students to pay it forward. So they too someday will have those same defining moments in their life as we've had in our own. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, John. I am Sean Poor, Senior Director of Advancement in the Trulaske College of Business. I have the honor and privilege today to present Gary Thompson for a Citation of Merit. He is President and Chief Executive Officer of Columbia Insurance Group. He earned his Bachelor of Science degree from the University of Missouri and his MBA with an emphasis in risk management from Walden University. Gary has pursued his professional education by earning designations of Chartered Property Casual Underwriter, Certified Insurance Counselor, Associate in Reinsurance, and Associate in Information Technology. He has served on various boards and committees for local, state, and national professional organizations, including the National Association of Mutual Insurance Companies. He currently serves on the boards of Central Bank of Boone County and Boone Health, Inc. Gary has also been an active volunteer in many areas of our community, including service to the Heart of Missouri United Way, including past service as campaign chair, director, and board president. He presently serves as co-chair of the Loaned Executive Division. He has been a director and board chair of JobPoint, Inc., served as a member and finance committee chair of the University of Missouri Alumni Association. Gary continues to be active with the Columbia Chamber of Commerce, where he has served as treasurer, board member, and chair of the Budget and Finance Committee and Leadership Columbia. He also serves on the City of Columbia Airport Advisory Board. Gary also leads the MU Trulaske College of Business Risk Management and Insurance Advisory Board. He is also active with his church and several small group ministries. Thank you, Gary, for your continued service to our college and our community. I invite you at this time to make a few remarks.
Thank you, Sean, and thank you to all the faculty who played a role in this at the Trulaske College of Business. I am truly honored and humbled. Who'd have thought a ag school alum would ever be recognized by the business school? But I was slow to find the business school. I found Middle Bush Hall in my junior year of college, and so, certainly pleased to continue to be involved in the business school for many, many years. You know, when you think about it, it's my career in the risk management field, and when you think about it, recognizing and managing risk is just a natural part of life since the beginning of time. But perhaps no more on everyone's minds as it has been for the last 14 months, both personally and professionally. It's with that background and with the recognition that many in our industry saw nearly 10 years ago about the growing demand and the potential talent gap occurring in the risk management and insurance industries, not only in the United States, but globally. Nearly 10 years ago, which was the genesis for the idea of a new risk management insurance program within the Robert S. Trulaske Junior College of Business. And so many people involved in helping get the program off the ground. I was simply one of those that was very glad and honored to be part of that. That vision that we saw almost 7 years ago now has, had its ebbs and flows, but we're continuing to work forward on that. But the need has never been greater. So demographic shifts that we saw taking place and the career opportunities for business school graduates is certainly materializing. Marked by just one number I just saw this morning, 11,200 additional jobs in the risk management insurance industry just in the United States alone in March alone. And so some 2.9 million people just in the United States employed in that field, a number that continues to grow. And I think all of us in and around the business school recognize recognizing and managing risk is just a part of our lives, and perhaps arguably even an ever-growing part of our lives. So happy to be involved in that, certainly humbled by this recognition. And thank you all very, very much, and really appreciate all the work that you are continuing to do. So thank you.
Congratulations, Gary, on your Citation of Merit. I am Natalie Thomas, Director of Advancement here at Trulaske. I now have the honor of presenting a special Citation of Merit to Asim Samudin. Asim is a principal at MSD Capital in New York and part of its tactical investment group. Asim has a Master's of Science from Mizzou Engineering and a master's degree in financial mathematics from NYU. This past year, I've had the pleasure of working with Asim to create a scholarship to help Black female business students who have shown academic improvement in their college career get to Wall Street. Asim has long been a host to our students in New York through group visits to his company and job shadowing. He felt the need to bring more diversity and diversity of thought to Wall Street, and that's why he became passionate about giving back and starting a scholarship at Mizzou. Asim did not stop there, however. After creating the scholarship, he wanted us to help him market the idea of giving to his peers and other alums. He wanted to inspire them to give back as well. From Asim's idea, we wrote a story about his gift that was picked up by the greater university and then also by the local news station. Asim has done some really great things at the College of Business, and I'm so excited to present him with this award. Thank you for your continued support of our college and our students. Now I will hand it over to you, Asim, to make your remarks.
Hey, thank you, Natalie. It's truly a great honor to join you guys, and I'm truly humbled by the kindness here. First, I'd like to congratulate the other recipients for all their success and contributions. It does make me very proud to stand among you, albeit virtually today. I'd like to thank Dean Ajay, Mary Beth, and Natalie Thomas, and the rest of the Mizzou team for nominating me, for working so tirelessly towards advancing the school on so many different fronts. On a personal note, I want to thank my parents who this endowment is inspired by and named after. My dad might actually be on the Zoom call, so I want to say thank you for setting the bar so high. And to my mother, who is no longer with me in a certain way, but always with me in a different way. I want to thank my fiance, Jenna, my friends and family tuning in from Hong Kong to Brooklyn to North Carolina. I want to thank the Michael and Susan Dell Foundation for being amazing partners in this effort. Well, I'm so grateful to the University of Missouri for welcoming me so warmly some 20 years ago when I stepped foot on American soil as a very young man. I do know how special that institution is. My connection with the business school began when I took a course on game theory. That class remains instrumental in shaping my thinking to this day. Many years after getting through roles at an investment bank, a hedge fund, and now at MSD Capital, the lessons learned there still resonate loud and clear. They shape who I am as a professional, and more importantly, who I am as a man. There is no dearth of capability, intelligence, and most importantly, grit at Mizzou. None whatsoever. I know this firsthand, and it's improved tremendously over the years. I also know this firsthand as we at MSD host a group of extremely bright young women and men every year. A lot of the top hiring institutions, though, tend to gravitate towards certain universities. Yes, those are some great schools producing some great talent, but so do we, and so do others. And then just for the record, my mentor in the business, possibly one of the most brilliant, driven, and kind human beings I've had the privilege to know is a Rutgers alum named Robert Platek. So we ask, why does Wall Street or big tech or law firms gravitate to a certain pool of institutions? Because it's the low risk path for them. Low risk paths seldom lead to greatness. And more importantly, to drive a greater goal, we need diverse thinking, diverse mindsets, diverse journeys. I saw all of those at Mizzou. I want to bring at least one of them in the form of a talented and driven young Black woman every year to Wall Street, to my home there, MSD Capital. Diversity is power. That's a Michael Dell code, and it's as powerful as it is simple. Last year was a challenging year for all of us. Certain events made it all too obvious about how some of us have been systematically chosen and some of us chosen to be excluded. I want to take a very small step towards a bigger and better path by creating this endowment. So thank you all for being a part of this journey. I am truly honored by this honor. Thank you very much.
Yes, congratulations, Asim, and congratulations to all the award recipients. I'm truly grateful for all that you do for the Trulaske College of Business and the University of Missouri. My name is Byram Arunachalam. I serve as director of the School of Accountancy in the Trulaske College of Business at Mizzou. I just completed a milestone of 30 years in the Trulaske College of Business, and in my 14th year as director of the school. And one of my students asked me last week, in fact, how the heck did you do it? And I thought that was a very nice question, because to me, I draw my inspiration and energy from two sources, besides my faculty and staff colleagues. I draw my inspiration from students and alumni are former students. So I have a great deal of appreciation for all the contributions that students and eventually alumni make to the Trulaske College of Business. Today, it's my honor to recognize 4 accountancy and business graduates who are being awarded the Trulaske College of Business's highest honor, the Alumni Citation of Merit. First, I would like to introduce Lisa Klemperik. Lisa is a graduate of the accounting program. She is with SFW Partners. Her areas of specialization are tax planning and compliance. And as you know, there are a lot of things going on in the tax area. And I'm sure Lisa is going to be very busy over the next many years, as she has been for the last 25. In an email exchange and correspondence between me and Lisa, we reflected on how the 25 years that we have known each other have flown by. Lisa was one of my first students at Mizzou, and she was also one of the very best. And I'm not surprised at all the professional accomplishments that Lisa has had in the years since she graduated. She's got many accomplishments, but she's currently on the School of Accountancy Advisory Board. And she's also actively involved with the CHADS Coalition for Mental Health. And she's often talked to me, and I've learned a lot from Lisa about the challenges facing young people, actually all people, but especially the youth of this nation and the world when it comes to mental health. Her perspectives are very insightful, and I think we have a lot to learn from Lisa in addressing these challenges. And I hope that, and I know that once we get through this pandemic, that Lisa will be coming back to Mizzou to share her expertise and insights and facilitate new contacts for our students as we have gone through a very challenging period. More importantly, I really appreciate Lisa's insights and support on the School of Accountancy Advisory Board and the Trulaske College of Business. Congratulations, Lisa, well deserved. If you would like to join me on the virtual podium to make a few remarks, please do so.
Sure. Thank you very much, Byram. I appreciate all those nice words. The time has flown by since I was sitting in your accounting information class, but it's been a great time. When I was at Mizzou, I loved everything about Mizzou. I loved all the people that I met, and I loved all the faculty and staff that supported me and went out of their way to make sure that I knew what I needed to do to be successful in life. And that was really important to me because actually I went into Mizzou and I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to do in life. And the idea of being an accountant had never entered my mind. I didn't even know what it meant to be an accountant. But fortunately, I had some excellent advisors who advised me in the right direction. And then I had some great faculty who made sure that I was on the right path every step of the way. And because so many people had such an impact on me and where I am now, to me, it's just natural to try to kind of turn that around and pay it forward. I strive every day to try to have an impact on other people's lives, because again, I know that I would not be anywhere were it not for the people who invested their time and talent into me. So, you know, as Myra mentioned, I am involved with Chance Coalition, which is an organization that strives to make sure that our young people feel like they have a way out, that they can have some hope, and that they do not need to take drastic measures. And in that involvement, it came to my realization that there are a lot of people out there who don't feel like anyone cares about them. And so I think it's so important that we as adults take the time to make sure that we invest in our younger people and make sure they know that there are people out there who do care about them and who will do whatever it takes to help them to get to that next step. So I really appreciate this opportunity to receive this award. I'm very honored to be in the group of people who are here today. And I'm just so thankful that I was directed to go to Mizzou and directed along the path every step of the way. So thank you very much, and congratulations to all of the other recipients.
Thank you, Lisa, and congratulations again. I would now like to introduce the second Citation of Merit recipient, Christopher Briggs. Christopher, congratulations. It's been another awesome 25 years. I count everything in 25, it seems like. Christopher is currently managing partner of PricewaterhouseCoopers Kansas City office. He was recently promoted into this position. And he's got extensive experience with audits and of both public and privately held companies across a wide variety of industries. Christopher has been very actively involved, both in recruiting, PricewaterhouseCoopers recruiting at Mizzou, and also with a variety of initiatives in the School of Accountancy and the Trulaske College of Business. For example, he's been professor for a day many times. He has served on the new admit orientation panel. We admit new students every fall into the junior class. Most recently, Christopher was the keynote speaker for Beta Alpha Psi, and his remarks were extremely insightful. He talked about how he and his teammates at PricewaterhouseCoopers managed through the pandemic on a whole bunch of remote audits, a very important function when it comes to corporate financial reporting. And he also talked about the challenges that not only he, but all his team members faced. I think Christopher demonstrates such amazing empathy for what his teammates and what clients have seen during this pandemic, both from a business perspective and from an interpersonal perspective. Christopher, we're fortunate to have you among all the people on this call on our team. And I want to congratulate you again and give you an opportunity to offer some remarks.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Viram, and congratulations to all of the other award recipients. I mean, what a incredibly impressive group. Can't say enough about the student award winners. They're starting companies, they're involved in the community, they're leading in the business school and on campus. I mean, they're future leaders of tomorrow. You know, as Viram mentioned, you know, as I was getting ready for this, it hadn't really hit me, but I graduated almost exactly 25 years ago, and a matter of days would be my true 25th anniversary. So there's a bit of time for reflection, and I'm very, very honored to receive this award. I mean, as I think about my relationship with Mizzou, it really started more than 40 years ago when I started going to at least one football game a year with my dad. And speaking of my dad, I think my parents are actually on this right now watching. And I can say one definite positive of the pandemic is that they were able to successfully register and are watching now with very, very little assistance from me in the process. But thanks, Mom and Dad, for all that you've done. You know, I have an opportunity to interact with students from a number of campuses throughout the country. And Mizzou students are second to none, and that is particular credit of that should go to Ajay and Viram and the other members of the Trulaske Business School, because they truly are, as I mentioned, putting out, you know, the leaders of tomorrow. When I think about my Mizzou memories, I mean, they're too many to count. And I would say, I like the way John put it, is that, you know, there are memories that I made when I'm on campus, and there are Mizzou memories that I continue to make, you know, to this day. One thing I've known for sure over the course of the last 25 years are a couple key things as it relates to my Mizzou experience. First of all, I know that I am prepared for anything that life throws at me. I'm going to be challenged, as I was challenged when I was at Mizzou. But I'm confident in my abilities, and I'm ready for anything that life may throw at me because of those experiences. And I also know that I have a network of countless people throughout the country and world, for that matter, that I can reach out to at any point as a fellow Mizzou alum, and we're there for each other to help. A couple of just kind of recent examples of that is that John and I hadn't connected, and he reached out to me via LinkedIn when we saw that we were both going to receive this great award. One other kind of cool thing of the pandemic is you get a little bit of an insight into people's backgrounds. And so, Gary, I really liked your picture of the tiger in the snow, because we have one of those in my house here as well. I guess the last thing to note about always being a tiger is that as Viram mentioned, I've recently been named the managing partner of the PwC office here in Kansas City. And one of the first reach outs that I got was a note directly from Viram saying how proud he was of me. And I can tell you that really, really meant a lot to know that Viram and others are continuing to have that level of interest in me. It mattered as much to me receiving that note when I was 47 as if I would when I was 22 and still a student at Mizzou. So thank you, Viram, for that. So in closing, I can't wait to get back to campus. Really glad to hear that Mizzou's already announced that things should be getting back more to normal in the fall. So really looking forward to the opportunity to get back to campus and interacting with you and this great group of faculty, staff, and students. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Christopher, and congratulations again. That was amazing. All your perspectives and insights are greatly valued and appreciated. My next recognition is for Jim Mentert. Congratulations, Jim. It's an honor for me to recognize Jim for many reasons. Jim graduated back in 1993, and I'm proud to say that he was my very first student. He would always sit in the first row, right-hand side, first seat in Middle Bush Hall, room 205. So Jim was very dedicated. And of course, he's gone on to accomplish great things since his graduation. He currently leads KPMG's audit practice in St. Louis. And he's done a variety of audits in various industries on PCAOB and AICPA auditing standards. He's also served a term in the KPMG's national office in New York City. And on a national level, he's also served on the NASBA Audit Committee, and he's also currently president of the Missouri State Board of Accountancy. So Jim has accomplished a great deal professionally, and more importantly, I've gained a lot of insights from Jim about the regulation of the accounting profession, the educational requirements for entry into the profession, licensing requirements, and a variety of challenges facing our graduates. And this helps me prepare the curriculum and the program so as to meet the needs of the future in a more effective manner. And Jim has been extremely supportive in so many ways, and I'm really proud to recognize Jim with the Citation of Merit. And Jim, if you'd like to say a few words.
Sure, thanks, Viram. Extremely humbled to receive this award, and congratulations to all the other award recipients today. Viram, you stole my thunder. I was reflecting back, preparing, thinking about being one of your first students on campus. So you taught me well. I would say the difference between now and then is that I've lost all my hair and you look the same as you did when I was in that class that first year. So I don't know how you do it, but you still have that youth that many of us strive to maintain. But you know, as I think about the 27, 28 years since I've graduated and what helped me be successful at KPMG and in my professional career, it does all stem back to what I learned from the faculty and from my peers on campus while I was at Mizzou. You know, I think about the open door policy that all the faculty had, and walking into Dr. Wilson's office or Ray Dockweiler or Ender or Lauren, and just they always put their books down and said, "How can I help you?" And that I've carried that with me throughout my entire career. Whenever we bring staff on, or I have seniors or managers on my engagements, is you always have to take time to coach and mentor the next generation. And I really felt that when I was a student at Mizzou. And so I applaud the faculty that carries that tradition on today to always put the students first. Also, I'd be remiss without recognizing similar to what Christopher said about interviewing students from around the country, and the Mizzou students in the School of Accountancy are top flight. And you know, I applaud the Career Placement Center for, you know, polishing them up a little bit. Viram and the faculty teach them, and the Placement Center polishes them, and they do outstanding jobs when they present themselves for interviews for internships with corporate America, whether that be public accounting or private industry. And so as for the students on the call, know that you're being served well by your faculty and by your placement center. You couldn't have a better support system as you prepare to enter the professional world. One of the other things I reflected on was that first time I sat, not in Byram's class, but in the auditorium at Middlebush, and looked around and realized that there were more seats than my entire high school class, all 4 classes, in fact, coming from a small rural school in Missouri. And Mizzou, while it was so large and is large now, is still very personal. And that was one of the other things that I really enjoyed about my experience there, is that, you know, whether there was at the time 14, 16, now 20,000+ students, you weren't a number on campus. The faculty always made you feel important, and always, as I said, took time for you. So I would just say that I really enjoyed my time there, and I'm honored to earn this recognition. And thank you very much, Viram.
Thank you, Jim, and congratulations. You're very deserving, and we're very proud of all that you've accomplished since your graduation a few years ago. Last but not least, I would now like to recognize Josh Shinerman. Josh is a partner at KPMG St. Louis. Josh is a graduate of Mizzou, Trulaske College of Business and School of Accountancy. He graduated in 1999. So he's a few years younger than our previous recipients. Josh is very active with the Trulaske College of Business, and he comes into campus for KPMG's recruiting efforts very often. He brings with him a wealth of experience. He's participated in so many integrated global audits. He served on a variety of SEC filings, IPOs, acquisitions, divestitures, and private equity-backed environments. So Josh brings a wealth of experience. And as I reflect on my conversations with Josh, one of the things I can say is you can talk to him about any audit issue and you will learn something new. Josh is very knowledgeable, and he always brings a great deal of practical insights that even our faculty can learn from. The other part that Josh has really excelled in is, even though he joined the advisory board just 3 years ago, he has provided so many insights and valuable support to the School of Accountancy. He was instrumental in keeping the school well supported with KPMG's Master of Accounting with Data and Analytics program, the MADA program. He served as liaison for the effort, and he provided a great deal of curricular and logistical support for the efforts. Josh, thank you so much for all your contributions, and congratulations on this marvelous recognition. if you'd like to say a few words now.
Thank you, Viram, and thank you to the business school for this humbling recognition and honor. And I'm really grateful. Congratulations to all the other award recipients. You know, it was nearly 26 years ago when my journey to Mizzou began. I actually grew up in Arizona, and my recollection at the time is I'm not sure I could even pointed to Missouri on a map. Certainly had never heard of Columbia, Missouri before, but how I arrived to Mizzou is a longer story for another day. But I loved it from the moment I got there. Although I did feel a little bit like a fish out of water. I remember fondly my father had given me this little clock radio. I guess it was for entertainment or whatever. But I would listen to this little radio every day, and I remember hearing these advertisements where I could buy a car from the state of California, and I'm thinking, wow, why are dealerships in California advertising here in the middle of America? But it made me feel a little closer to home. I was from Arizona, and it was quite amazing. And then I realized how naive I was. It was about a month or so later where I found out it wasn't the state of California, it was California, Missouri, just about 30, 40 miles away. So I learned a lot. But as I think about being with you today and reflecting on that experience and what I didn't know, I can tell you that it's my journey through Mizzou has prepared me so well for my future, and in particular the business school and the accounting department. Taught me to be a critical thinker. It gave me the technical acumen that I needed. It certainly taught me how to reserve judgment, and listen to other viewpoints, and provided me a great pathway for success. Most importantly, though, I think, it gave me a real foundation for my values, how to be a good person, act with integrity, and always do the right thing. I remember one more story when I was a freshman that has always stuck with me. I think it was Middlebush. I've heard all of us talk about Middlebush, so we're dating ourselves here, but I think it was my freshman orientation. And there was a very decorated, experienced Mizzou professor that was talking to us for about an hour, and he had received his education from Harvard. And if I boiled down his message was essentially, look, you don't need a Harvard degree to be extremely successful in life or in work or whatever you choose to do, that you could be just as successful through hard work and dedication and having goals with a Mizzou education. And I remember thinking back, wow, is that really true? Is that possible? I was a little skeptical, but I remembered when I received my diploma on stage 4 years later, thinking, you know what, I did feel prepared. I was ready, and I was excited to go out. 26 years later, sitting here with you all today, I know he was right. This is a tremendous business school, and all the hard work and commitment that you put into it, the talented educators, the programs, the training, all the tools that would ever be necessary to succeed are right there at Mizzou. And I'm very proud to have just a small piece of its history. So thank you for this honor.
Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, all you can say is wow. What a wonderful set of alumni, friends, students, just all of you honorees. Just humbled to be in your presence. I think you all make us proud. You all and your success makes the Trulaske College of Business what it is today. So big congratulations to all the alumni, friends, students, faculty, and staff who have been honored today and throughout Business Week. I honestly say from the bottom of my heart, you really make us so very proud. Thank you for everything you have done and for all your accomplishments. Before we close out here this afternoon, I would also like to extend a special thanks to our Recent Alumni Advisory Board for sponsoring today's event. And an event like this, we are all virtual, and this is difficult to replicate the in-person experience, but many thanks to all our staff members in the college who made this event and all the events of Business Week possible. We will be back live and in person the next time we meet, I hope, and hope you're all safe and healthy, but stay that way. And before closing out, I'd like to also recognize all our past Trulaske recipients for all you do. And on behalf of the College of Business and Mizzou, thank you all very much. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Thank you for joining us to honor excellence in our community. And you can't end any event at Mizzou without saying MIZ.